Here's Dave Rubin. Now, one of the things I like about Dave Rubin is his total frankness and his transparency.
Man of his word.
Tim Pool the other day made a great point that the reason why he wants to ban TikTok. Well, let me rephrase that. Tim Pool the other day made a point. The reason why he wanted to ban TikTok was because he perceives China as being one of our adversaries. And he believes that China, having control through a Chinese national owns TikTok, could twist the conversation that people are having online in a way that would help this adversary. And, you know, I suppose that's a legitimate concern. I think it's a little bit unfounded. I don't see necessarily evidence of that, but that dynamic can definitely work. The idea that a foreign adversary would expend resources to influence the information that people in this country get through social media makes a lot of sense. You could buy a platform, change the algorithm, let's say if you're Elon Musk, and you could say like, oh, things are going to be, we're going to promote things that look really bad for the country. And then if, Donald Trump wins, we're going to promote things that are a little bit better. You could manipulate an algorithm that way. Or you could fund existing, let's say, influencers, ones that your message as an adversary of this country aligns with theirs.
Right.
And you would just fund them because they're already doing the work for you and you would help them succeed more. So, maybe this person's already putting this stuff out and they already had some success. But what if you could give them a couple more $1 million, $4 or $5 million, and they could go out and advertise and get even bigger. And then they don't even necessarily have to know where the money's coming from because they're already working on your, in your way. They're providing, let's say, misinformation or dissension where, and you're just happy for that to happen. You would pay for them. And that's what happened to Tim Pool. Tim Pool was already out there and the Russians just said, like, this guy's great. He is providing the kind of disinformation, as Tim describes, that we want. So we're just going to promote him. He doesn't even have to know that we're doing that. And also, Dave Rubin, same deal. And here he is on Piers Morgan, and someone says it, and he gets very testy about it.
To an American company that's not being controlled by the Chinese Communist Party, also known as the CCP. Again, if you're never going to learn, buddy, if you don't listen, okay?
Premise 2 is false. Premise 2 is false. Your premise 2 is false. Your conclusion cannot be true.
Again, you can argue in a second, but listen, and maybe you'll learn something. I know you're making all your money from the Chinese Communist Party via TikTok. I get that.
And Dave is making his money from the Russians. Right, we understand.
Dude, shut the fuck up.
Piers, look at him. Look at him, Piers. I've gotten under his skin.
No, because you're just like a little rat nothing. We're here trying to actually discuss important things. There's an unbelievable resurgence of America, and he brings you on.
By the way,
dude, he brings you on because the commenters all think you're retarded. Okay, that's what's really going on here.
Freaking out right now. This guy's having a mental breakdown over there. Relax, David.
Nobody's
Anyway, listen. Okay, Ben, let me rebuttal you. That's great, Dave. That's great. Dave was complaining earlier about personal insults.
Get a word in, Dave.
Dave was complaining earlier about personal insults.
All right, you know what? No one can now hear a word anyone's saying. I want to change the temperature a little bit.
Wait. Piers, can I just quickly rebuttal, like 5 seconds, I promise?
No, you can't.
Oh, interesting.
Nice.
Protecting the conservative guest.
So this guy, that's not Ben Dominic, is it?
No.
It's Ben Ferguson. I get them confused. So Ferguson is saying that this guy's basically that this Harry Sisson is promoting communities, Chi-Com talking points, and Harry says, "Oh, you mean like literally like what Dave Rubin was doing with the Russians?"
And then like Dave just talks over him.
Just got very, very upset about that. It's fascinating.
You little rat.
And he said the R word, right? Which is now this is what we get. You know, the Trump administration, he's providing already. He's giving all these white guys permission to say the R word in public, which is better than, you know, I don't know, the price of eggs going down or whatever. But that's really what it is. He just started to talk over him because he didn't want him to be able to get the rest of his word out, his thought out about that money, huh?
Well, I guess Dave Rubin is sensitive about all of the Russian money. Was it $4 or $5 million? Also, did he get back to Megan?
Kelly.
Megyn Kelly when she said, "Is he going to donate some of it?" And he said he was going to look into it. I mean, it feels like it's the end of the year. You'd probably have done your donations. I wonder if he did. That would be an interesting question for Piers Morgan to ask him next time Dave Rubin's on.
Also, so that was Tuesday, January 21st was that appearance. So yesterday. Wasn't Dave supposed to retire if Biden made it and live through his entire term? He said he would close down all of his social media and retire from public life. But it's odd because January 21st, that's the first day of the Trump administration.
When he dropped out of the
second day,
the presidential race, he declared victory. Dave did. It's not the same thing.
It's a bit of a technicality.
Oh, it's not even a technicality. It's just a completely different metric. But Dave, is sitting on a huge stack of Russian money, and he doesn't care. He doesn't care.
A little bit sensitive about it, though.
He's very sensitive about it. I would recommend that's something that everybody should bring up with him, to ask him why he's so sensitive about it. Hey, folks, once again, Trump's personnel picks are all about loyalty over expertise. He named election denier Kari Lake to lead the Voice of America. That's the U.S.-funded broadcaster meant to provide unbiased news to global audiences. Well, Ground News found hundreds of articles covering this, all concerned about VOA's editorial independence. But you'll still find the America First crowd arguing that this appointment will, quote, restore balance and fairness. Yeah. In reality, we're losing independent journalism and government transparency, setting the stage for propaganda masquerading as credible information. That's why I've trusted my partners at Ground News for years to help me critically analyze the news I consume. They're the only app that's not telling you what to think. Instead, they gather all the headlines, organize them by story, and then add data to each outlet's bias, their credibility, and their financial incentives, so you know exactly who's benefiting from the spin. Take it one step further and filter out questionable sources to stay on top of what's happening without getting buried in the noise. Trump is shaping our future in ways that's going to last for decades, and if we're not paying attention, we're letting history repeat itself. So stay engaged with Ground News, who's fixing what's breaking right in front of us. Trust and transparency in the media. My viewers save 50% on the same unlimited access Vantage plans that I use every day to track these stories and prep for my show. So go to ground.news/majority or scan my QR code to subscribe. Once you start reading the news this way, it's going to be very hard to go back. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.